Alright, what's up, y'all? We back. So, I'm going to pick back up on the introduction to my story. I want to let y'all know, why my story is so unique. Because it's not. My story could easily become your story. If you in the street, you live in a certain type of lifestyle. Today, tomorrow, none of it's promised. So every day you make that decision to go out here and break law, anything can happen. Never in a million years did I think I would lose my sight. Like they always tell you, in that life, there's two things that's promised to you: death or prison. I guess I beat the odds, you could say. That's a crazy victory, right? But back to my story, because nothing just all of a sudden happens. There's always a build-up. See, when you coming up in the hood, it's like everybody give her a reputation for something. Now, some dudes can get a reputation for being in Baltimore, we call it swine. I mean, like a punk, a chump, or whatever you want to call it. But some dudes get a reputation for getting money, being a shooter, all of these things, but all of these things come with consequences. And I definitely built a reputation. You know, always was known as a dude that could dress. Always was known as a dude fight, and definitely was known as a dude that was about the pistol play. All of it. But see, with these things, those are things that the target's on your back. Because everybody don't like it. And when it's up and the ops know you a shooter, that means you a problem. I mean, we gotta get him out the way before he even think about sliding. So I'm gonna back it up a little bit and detail how all this unfolded and rolled out. We was in the hood, we was chilling. It was a cool little night. We was actually about to go to the club. Me, Beef, dude, Orbs. There was a couple of us sitting on Orbs' front. Orbs was selling weed at the time. He had some gas. It was doing good too. Everybody was coming to get it. Everybody liked it. And even though, see, in the hood, it's like you can be beefing with a dude that stay 1 or 2 blocks from your block. And at the time, it wasn't, we weren't at peace, but we wasn't at war. It just was known that we don't care for certain dudes from around there, and certain dudes from around there don't care for certain dudes around here. But it wasn't on sight. It wasn't up. And while we sitting on the ops front, little dude that pulled up. Now, this little dude just happened to be one of my best friends that was murdered, my man Lil Stu. This was his little brother. And when Shorty pulled up, don't nobody really care for him in the hood, but he not a threat. He nobody. But he started hanging with the ops. He started hanging with the ops real heavy. So that was like 1, 2, 3 strikes all against him. And then he was one of them little dudes that just always thought he was so tough. And it was like everybody know he ain't cut like that. And it's like, damn, you ain't nothing like your brother. But it be like that, you know how I go. But see, the one thing about that, like I said, his brother was one of my really close friends. So I know that whole family, father, aunts, uncles, cousins, everybody. And they one of them people with a big family. So at the time when it happened, he was building a reputation of a character that too many people really didn't care for. And he was always on some greaseball shenanigans, some greaseball type stuff. So when he pulled up that night with another little dude, now I never seen this little dude before. And asked for the weed. Everybody, like, we basically knew the vibes, but that wasn't technically my situation to serve him or not serve him. But Ubbs was always a dude that was like scary for real. So Ubbs really not trying to serve him, but the thing was he had already seen Ubbs serve somebody else. So he pressing down on Ubbs about the weed or whatever. And I could look at Ubbs' face and see Ubbs really, he know what's going on. And the crazy thing about it, I could remember me and his big brother used to do the same stuff. Like, I mean, and see, I don't even want y'all to get the wrong impression or nothing like that. I never claimed to be an angel because I damn sure wasn't. Everything that happened to me, I know I signed up for. So whenever you sign up for it, you gotta stand on it. And I say that to say, we already knew he was trying to do the pull off game, actually see the weed and pull off and everything or whatever. But see, the thing about it, I don't really care for bullies. So even though it didn't involve me, I really didn't care for the situation that was going on. And since Ubbs was hanging around me, I wasn't really gonna let nobody play with him. So while they going back and forth, I interject. I say, give me your money. Now, one thing about it, he ain't gonna play with me. So he looking at me, and I can see it in his eyes. He's just like, chill, like, chill. He actually saying like, chill, yo, chill. And I'm saying, like, I mean, you want the weed, just give me your money. We all know he ain't got no money. But the passenger, his homeboy, jump out there and get to talking crazy, basically telling me mind my motherfucking business. Now see, I don't go for bad, none of that, but I ain't gonna let nobody talk to me crazy. So when he said that, that changed the whole vibe of the whole mood. And me and him got into a little back and forth, and as we got into the back and forth, I was making my way around to his side of the car. And when I did that, I opened the door and I slapped him and went to pull him out the car. And they pulled off real fast. But see, the thing about that is, I don't care who you are, everybody got pride. Everybody got an ego. And then when you in the pack, that your homeboy just seen you get bitched, basically. So you ain't really trying to let that slide, because you can't let it slide. And we knew it would be more to come from that. Well, I assumed it would be more to come from that. And at the same time, we was heavy down there. So the mentality and the crazy thing about it, in the hood, you'll walk right into death, because we had a whole agenda for that evening. We were supposed to go out, go to the club, and go and have some fun. But now, since this little situation took place, it's like we gonna wait on the trouble to come back. And that's what we did. My homeboy Mike had pulled up. You know, I catch him up to speed on what's going on. And we like, basically, we gonna sit right here and wait to see if they come back or not. About 10 minutes go by, it was getting pretty late, so me and Mike ran to the bar before it closed, so we catch the bar. And when we got back, I just remember Beef saying, ain't nothing really happened, but they did ride up past the house, ride up on the side of the house or whatever, but they kept going. I say about less than 5 minutes after that, I heard a car window shatter. Now, we standing down on like the sidewalk in front of the house. We hear the window shatter. I hear the window shatter, but I'm not hearing any gunshots. And I hear a pink. But if you've been in the hood and the ghetto long enough, you already know what's going on. So I turned around, and we turned around and go run towards the house. Cause you know, once a person start banging, you just trying to live to see another day. And I tripped up the steps, dropped the liquor, everything, but make it to the house, ain't nobody get hit. And on Aub's house, there's a side door that you can come out that leads you back on the side of the house, but actually on the block that they're on. So we come out the side of the house and everybody looking around. We don't see nobody, so we jump in the car and we ride up. We get about like a block and a half, like down there 2 blocks up the street, and there's some dudes standing out there, and we asked them, you know, was somebody shooting up here? And they tell us, yeah, the little dudes was shooting down there towards y'all, but they was like right there in that alley. Now this like 2 blocks away from where we was at. So that right there let me know what I was really dealing with. They ain't really want to kill nobody, but it was just a simple fact that his pride was hurt. His pride was scarred. He felt like he needed some get back. But in all in that same action, somebody could have been sitting in that car. Anybody. And the crazy thing, that car didn't belong to any of us. So the person that owned that car, the lady next door, could have been pulling up and lost her life that night. Thank God it didn't happen that way, but you see the point that I'm making. Because we all got choices and decisions that we make every day. But nevertheless, he know they know it's on now. They know that's a foul that you gotta pay for. And you're not just gonna shoot at nobody and go on about your life the next day like nothing happened. So the next day, you know, I'm up and at 'em early. And my whole intentions is to catch a nigga slipping, because I already know niggas gonna come out early. So as I hit the corner that morning, it's about 8:30. When I pull up to the light and look to the right, guess who I see?